So if we're to start to think about how do we affect change and how are we making sure those right people are coming together, to me it really starts with thinking about what the idea is. So if we had a fictitious client who was launching a healthy food product and they wanted to drive awareness and trial with millennials, what exactly would the ideas be that are coming to the table that we need to figure out who to get in the room to be able to come up with them? So these are common ideas that we do see every day. So we're promoting this new line of products. So we would cast celebrity chefs and health ambassadors to create micro-content to live on visual channels like Instagram and Vine. We might create shoppable pre-roll on YouTube before top food shows for influencers. We could tap Tastemade, who I love and have done some recent partnerships with, to integrate with their original content that's on Apple TV as well as online. We could tap our friends at Condé Nast and 23 Stories to create and distribute ideas with their editors and influencers. We could start thinking about our product in store and how we're using Bluetooth to deliver content alongside that actual product on shelf. Partner with Blue Apron to launch healthy dinner kits, and the list sort of goes on. And these really are the ideas that are coming to life. It's complicated, really complicated. And it's most likely that to build a platform in that way is not happening. Most of us struggle to just get one of those ideas to market. But for the consumer and for how we consume things, all of those feel very natural. So why is this still happening? Well, most agencies and their clients are still shaped in silos. And I know we talk about breaking down silos all the time. I just saw a full-page ad in the Ad Age from Anomaly talking about we don't work in silos anymore, but we do. And the brands themselves really need to understand how to determine how their silos are set up and how their agencies can then be set up so that an idea can go across all of them. And so how do we get closer to doing this? What are some actual ways that we can do this? So there's 3 steps that we see on our side and that we're working to implement. Step 1 is the simple task of giving the right people a seat at the table at the right time. So co-creation happens best when you insert everyone as far upstream in the process, and you continue to check in regularly. This is something I'm sure we all agree we'd all love to be a part of. But who is actually taking the initiative to make this happen? We see this as the role of someone who's an orchestrator. The orchestrator sits in between everyone who's on the brand side, so whether it's brand managers, their internal agencies, their media teams, their innovation group, their strategy department, and they help cast and identify with each brief and each opportunity who the right people are to pick from agencies and who the right partners are to bring in that are outside of their agencies. The people that you want to look for at brands who do this are groups called agency management, partner management, and yes, sometimes procurement if they're sitting under the marketing layer. It's also something external services do and something we do at Sunday Dinner. So once you've decided how to get the right people together and you're understanding this role of the orchestrator, you need to go through a process of now bringing all those people to the table and getting them to collaborate. And we like to call it something called active briefing. Active briefing is really this notion of surrounding and inspiring your core team of ideators to be able to understand what's out there. So you might want to bring in publishers. You might want to bring in people who are working in data science. You might want to bring in actual artists and musicians, people who can inspire an idea at the beginning of a brief, and then allow them to play together and ideate together, learning new things because their minds work in completely different ways, and then actually solving for the need. So taking all of that time that you've allowed for them to play and ideate and experiment and putting it towards the actual brief. And for us, that builds endless integrated ideas just like the ones we showed earlier and helps build trust between teams that have always been sort of wary of what each other does.